Good morning, and this is Chris from Food and Drug and the Bug, and they are the best of all pest control places I've ever worked with. And I want to just kind of give Chris the floor to tell us who he is, what he does, and why he is the best.
Wow. Well, thank you, Colleen. And I must say that's quite an honor to be here with you today. Heaven sent food safety consultant. We've been audited by you several times, and seemingly so far you've been quite happy with our services and our attention to detail. So that's great.
Yes,
Thank you.
that is very
Thanks for
much
having
right.
me on today. I appreciate that very much. Well, let's see. Just me as a person, I've been in the industry for 34 and a half years. I worked for another family-run pest control company for 22 years, learning really all aspects of the pest control trade, the structural trade, anyhow. And toward the end of my tenure at that company, I fell in love with food and medicine manufacturing services, protecting food and medicine from harmful pests. And I had the bug, no pun intended, to go out on my own. So I started looking for investors, founded some investors, and we opened our doors April 1st, 2013, as a specialized servicer for food and medicine manufacturing and related sites, such as warehousing, packaging, so on and so forth. And so, what's a little different about us? Well, I think the biggest thing that sets us apart is that our schedules are and our people are based on quality, not quantity. In other words, our average stop is much longer. Our average visit is much longer than our peer competitors. And we don't have nearly as many accounts per day. The average commercial technician handles somewhere between 8 and 12 accounts or services per day. We handle one, two, or three. So we go very
Okay.
slow, very methodical. And the other
Attention to
thing is that,
detail.
yeah, attention to detail. You have to be a keen observer. You have to go very slow, and you have to observe the factories very carefully. You have to understand the culture. You have to understand the people. You have to have a great deal of communication, both written and verbal. So you need time for that. So we give our service specialists lots of time to spend in those facilities and lots of communication. And the other thing that I've heard that sets us apart is that every time we start up a new customer, what they tell us is that the pest control company they had prior were quote unquote just trap checkers. So they're going from mousetrap to mousetrap or insect light trap to insect light trap or whatever. And they're just checking boxes, indicating a couple of things and then moving on. So we feel that those boxes, those pest control monitoring devices, are worth about 20% of the program, and that 80% of the program is really studying the environment and what could possibly cause a pest issue. So, pest conducive conditions. And then teaching our customers, deeply educating our customers on how they can do corrective actions on those conditions and preventive actions on those conditions so that pests don't become a brand damaging event. Because
Right.
quite honestly, pest control is it's such a wide so many demographics of
Sure.
services. And so to specialize in what we do, in other words, we don't service homes, we don't service apartment buildings, we don't even service restaurants. It's just the food and medicine producer and related sites, highly regulated, third party audited. That's it. And we're kind of nerdy. We're hobbyists at what we do, right? So
Right. Well, I know that in the accounts that I've seen your people at, your staff, if it's an announced, is going to be there. And it's usually one of your top people. I know Tim's been at several of them, and they know what we're going to ask before we ask it. They walk around with us. They tell us the story of the pest control there. They tell us what's happening. They are almost a part of the team at the site.
that's exactly right, Colleen, and, I'm really pleased to hear that is what is actually happening with our senior managers. And that's right. We're there to support the audit, support the customer, and support the auditor, support the auditing company. Because let's face it, the auditor is also the customer of our customer. So right,
Something like
so
that, yeah.
yeah,
A stakeholder at least, right?
right. So we're there to support everybody and to have a good audit, to have a good educational audit, and to help everyone understand our perspective of the people there and our perspective of any issues that have been there and historical things.
Right. So, one thing I've noticed about your staff is that they are very good at understanding GMPs and what other environmental situations could contribute to pest control beyond your average. There's an open door, or there's a gap in the door. And so they've been very good at, even to the point of educating the auditor sometimes, that about what kinds of things are good at the site, and the things that, they've been able to help the site with, so that by the time the auditor is there, those conditions have been taken care of.
Yes, and I believe that is true most of the time. You're correct, and I think let's face it, pest conducive conditions or other GMP nonconformance are what people excuse me, what people do. We're not robots. People have very busy lives, very busy careers, and there's so much to do in quality assurance, operations, warehousing, etc., sanitation, maintenance. So we are looking at people and we are looking at culture and we are trying to drive culture to a higher place. Because without good food safety culture, you're going to have pest issues. You're going to have issues. And that's, I think that's another thing that a lot of our manufacturers tell us is that, hey, you actually help us improve culture and then you help us improve our physical plant.
Yeah. And you're in there more often too. So if you're in there weekly, on the inside especially, and the quality person is only doing a monthly full on check, detailed check, then you guys are able to get things fixed more quickly, especially as you contact them on the way in and on the way out, to be able to tell them what kinds of things need to happen and where they can go next with their process.
That's right, Colleen. And also, when we look at trends that are operational gaps, we will suggest that perhaps we have some training on that operational gap. For example, we're receiving all these goods, and interestingly enough, the facility is buttoned up nicely, and we're not getting any mice trapped near doors. However, we're getting mice trapped over where things sort of land from the trucks, from the in receiving goods. So perhaps that's one of your operational gaps. And why don't we do some receiving training on how to find pests before they even get out of control? And maybe
Right.
we start rejecting a couple of orders.
Yes. Yes. Very
Sure.
good. Very
Mm,
good. So yeah, that's definitely is a great service to our clients, and I absolutely think that your staff has done a phenomenal job in the places that I've been, and so thank you very much for that, and we really appreciate that. Hope to see you on a longer time frame and podcast, so we can talk more about general pests, and perhaps even do some training.
that'd be great, Colleen. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was great information. And we invite you to like, subscribe, and share. You can find more information and additional resources at heavensentfoodsafety.com. Join us next time for another episode of Quality Intelligence Food Safety.